just walking along this path along the salt line again, this disused railway line that runs near where I live. And I'm thinking about phenomenal space, or, yeah, I guess I could call it, that's probably a term that's used in a sort of technical sense, which I'll have to find out. But what I mean when I'm saying that is, what is my embodied somatosensory experience telling me about the space that I'm living in? Or rather, what's it not telling me? That's probably a more accurate thing. What do I know that I am taking on faith? And however justified that faith may be. Well, first off, there's absolutely nothing telling me right now that the Earth is moving. I know it is, sort of, kind of, moving. Although I know in relativity it is valid to say everything is moving, and just to say nothing's moving, to say an object's moving as to say everything else is moving. So, but let's assume that it is moving. Let's assume that it is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour and rotating around a star 93 million miles away, and that the whole thing is whizzing around the galactic core at a certain speed, whatever it is. There's nothing in my present awareness that is telling me that the Earth is moving. Secondly, there is nothing in my present awareness that is telling me the Earth is a ball. It's just lumpy where I am. I'm in Cheshire, so it's relatively flat here. So I do seem to be existing on the surface of a plane, not on the surface of a ball. There's nothing in my experience that tells me that. What else? It's stationary, it's flat. I've already spoken about centrality. I seem to be at the centre of the world. When I look around, I can see the trees on the horizon all around me, or I can see trees close by me which block the view to the horizon. But that seems to be my experience. Morning. So again, there is nothing in present awareness which tells me that anything exists beyond that horizon. So in a purely phenomenal sense, I seem to be living on a flat disk. That's what the evidence of my eyes and the evidence of my proprioceptive system is constantly telling me. I don't know how I'm using that information, if I'm using it at all, but that's certainly the case. I've seen that one of the things I'm doing with that information, and this is something that David Bohm talks about in, I think it's the appendix to one of his books, but certainly I've read and heard him talk about this. Certainly one of the things that's happening that he talks about is the fact that we seem to be able to independently create abstractions for an experience. And the example he gives is a circle. When you see a circle from a certain angle, it doesn't look like a circle, it looks like an ellipse. And if that's all you saw, you would probably say, oh, it's an ellipse or it's an oval. But if you had the opportunity to pick it up and see it from a set of different angles, at a certain point, you would be able to collate those different experiences into and abstract some necessary data from that and say, oh, right, so look at it as a circle. So, for example, when I lift a coffee cup up, it seems to be an ellipse, and as I raise it to my lips, it never completely becomes a circle, obviously. I'd spill the coffee all in my lap. But the ellipse changes in an organised way, mapped through my proprioceptive system. And those different experiences of the circle, and the other information of the ellipse, I beg your pardon, and the other information that I've got, allow me to perceive it as a circle, or to have that knowledge that the top of a coffee cup is actually a circle, not an ellipse. So certainly one of the things that's happening is that. But in terms of the world itself, in terms of its flatness, apparently, or its stationariness, apparently, there is nothing in my experience which is turning it into a spinning, orbiting, hurtling ball